He thought it was a joke, a cruel game to humiliate the help. "A dance this and I'll give you $100 million, laughed billionaire Harrison Vanderbilt. The crowd clapped, cameras flashed. But then, she stepped forward. A 10-year-old maid's daughter. No training, no spotlight, just fire in her soul. What happened next? His jaw dropped, the crowd gasped, and the internet. It exploded. This isn't just a dance, it's justice, it's rebellion. It's the moment the world remembered power doesn't always wear a suit. Subscribe now, because the next video, she takes the $100 M and burns his empire to the ground. The Vanderbilt Astoria didn't just host parties, it devoured them. Crystal chandeliers hung like frozen waterfalls, dripping light onto floors so polished you could see your soul crack under their shine. 200 guests, hedge fund sharks in bespoke tuxedos, socialites draped in couture worth more than a teacher's salary, senators who smiled like they meant it. Sipped champagne from glasses thinner than promises. A string quartet played Vivaldi with robotic grace, each note surgically precise, emotionally sterile. This wasn't a celebration. It was a coronation of wealth, of power, of Harrison Vanderbilt's unshakable belief that the world bent to his whims. And then there was Lily Peterson. She moved through the ballroom like a ghost in an apron, invisible until she wasn't. Her fingers, raw from bleach and scrubbing, trembled slightly as she balanced a silver tray of empty flutes. Her shoes pinched. Her back ached. Her rent was due. But none of that mattered here. Here she was furniture with legs, until Harrison Vanderbilt decided otherwise. "Ladies and gentlemen," his voice boomed through the mic, slick with arrogance and single malt scotch. Laughter rippled obediently. He pointed, not with a finger, but with disdain, toward Carol. Behold, the consequence of hiring from the bottom of the barrel. Carol froze. Glasses clinked nervously on her tray. Heat flooded her cheeks. She wanted to vanish, to melt into the marble, but eyes pinned her. Curious, cruel, captivated. As she spilled Dom Perignon, yes, the '96 vintage, on Mrs. Kensington's gown. Twice. He chuckled, savoring the humiliation. "But I'm feeling generous tonight. Dance. Silence. But dance better than my wife. Yes, Irina Volkova, former prima at the Bolshoi. And I'll give you $100 million. Gasps, whispers, a few nervous giggles masked his coughs. And if you can't, he shrugged, adjusting his cufflinks. You're fired. Effective immediately. Carol's throat tightened. Her job was oxygen. Without it, eviction. Hunger. Failure. She looked down. Tears burned but wouldn't fall. Not here, not in front of them. Then, silence. Not awkward. Not accidental. Intentional. Footsteps. Bare feet on cold marble, soft, steady, unafraid. From behind a velvet curtain stitched with gold thread stepped Lily Peterson, 10 years old, hair in crooked braids, hoodie swallowing her frame, sneakers worn thin at the toes. Her spine was straight. Her chin lifted. Her eyes locked on Vanderbilt like crosshairs. "She won't dance," Lily said, voice clear as breaking glass. "But I will." The room didn't breathe. Harrison blinked, then smirked. Adorable. "You think this is Cinderella?" "Reality check, sweetheart. This isn't a fairy tale. It's high stakes." Lily didn't flinch. I named the song. He raised an eyebrow, leaned into the mic. A bolero. 10 minutes. Live orchestra. No edits. No safety net. Finish without falling. You win. You win. The conductor raised his baton. The first haunting note slithered through the hall, slow, hypnotic, inevitable. Lily closed her eyes. And then she danced. Not rehearsed, not refined. Real. Her body didn't obey choreography. It obeyed rage, joy, defiance, grief, hope. She spun like a dervish possessed, arms carving arcs through the air like she was rewriting gravity. She leapt, not with technique, but with truth, landing barefoot, unbroken. Her knees bent low, then exploded upward, defying every rule, every expectation, every silent judgment in that gilded cage. By minute 3, waiters stopped serving. By minute 5, Irina Volkova stood, hand over her mouth, eyes shimmering. By minute 7, phones were out, recording, live streaming, capturing history in real time. By minute 9, Harrison's smile had fossilized into stone. By minute 10, silence again. Then, eruption. Cheers crashed like waves. Strangers hugged. Reporters scrambled. Cameras flashed like lightning strikes. Lily stood center stage, chest heaving, sweat glistening on her temples, eyes still locked on Vanderbilt. He didn't move, didn't blink. His jaw literally dropped. Because in that moment, he didn't see a child. He saw a reckoning, a revolution in sneakers. And for the first time in his life, Harrison Vanderbilt was afraid. Afraid of what she'd done, afraid of what she'd become, afraid that the world no longer belonged to men like him. The video uploaded at 2:17 a.m. by an anonymous hotel staff member. No title, no hashtags, just raw footage labeled a Vanderbilt ballroom incident. By 4:03 a.m. it had 87,000 views. By sunrise, 8.2 million. The caption that stuck: Maid's daughter just destroyed a billionaire. Justice in motion. Lily didn't know any of this. She was asleep on her mom's shoulder in the backseat of a rideshare, still wearing her hoodie, one sneaker missing. Carol stared out the window, trembling. Not from fear, but from the surreal weight of what just happened. Her daughter, 10 years old, face down Harrison Vanderbilt, and won. By 9 a.m., their tiny Bronx apartment was surrounded. News vans, TikTokers doing a Lily challenge dances on the sidewalk. A man in a suit offered $50,000 for an exclusive interview. Carol shut the blinds. Inside, Lily ate cereal straight from the box, watching SpongeBob like nothing had changed. Mom, she mumbled through milk, can we get a dog now? Carol laughed, then cried, then laughed again. But outside, the world was on fire. Instagram reels exploded with kids in school gyms, hospital waiting rooms, subway platforms, all dancing a bolero in sneakers, socks, bare feet. Memes flooded timelines when you show up to the final boss with no armor. A Vanderbilt realizing poor people have cheat codes. Even celebrities joined. Lizzo posted herself attempting Lily's spin move. Failed. Laughed. Tagged her. Queen, teach me. Emergency board meetings. Lawyers yelling over speakerphones. PR teams drafting apology templates. All rejected. Harrison paced his penthouse like a caged lion, snarling. It was a joke. No contract. No legal standing. His CFO, pale as printer paper, whispered, Sir, the live stream had 312,000 concurrent viewers, including Judge Elena Ruiz, who just retweeted it with promises made in public, or promises kept. Also, the Attorney General's office called. Harrison threw his espresso cup against the wall. Meanwhile, Juilliard emailed, full scholarship, no audition. Nike slid into Lily's DM. We want you fronting our new youth campaign. Ellen sent a limo. Oprah, a handwritten note. Call me. Let's change the world together. But when reporters shoved mics in Lily's face, what will you do with $100, M? She blinked. Can mom quit her job? That quote broke the internet harder than the dance. GoFundMe for Lily's future hit $2.03 in 12 hours. Donations poured in from teachers, nurses, single moms, people who saw themselves in Carol, who saw hope in Lily. That night, curled under a thrift store blanket, Lily whispered, why was he so mean? Carol kissed her forehead. Because people like him think power means never saying sorry. Talent, only for those who pay for lessons. But baby, you just proved them wrong. Lily grinned. But then I'll dance for everyone they ignore. Next morning, she filmed a new video. No lights, no crew. Just her pajamas, dancing in their living room to a lo-fi beat. Caption. For every kid told they don't belong. Dance anyway. Dance for the invisible. It hit 50 M views in 48 hours. And somewhere in a tower of glass and ego, Harrison Vanderbilt watched it. Alone. Afraid. Already losing. He courtroom smelled like lemon polish and panic. Wooden benches gleamed under fluorescent lights. Reporters crammed the gallery, phones silenced but fingers twitching. At the plaintiff's table, Lily sat in a blazer 2 sizes too big, swinging her legs, coloring in a notebook. Carol held her hand like a lifeline. Across the aisle, Harrison Vanderbilt radiated fury in a Brioni suit worth more than most cars. Flanked by 5 attorneys clutching leather briefcases like shields. His lead counsel, a silver-haired shark named Whitmore, kept muttering, no precedent. No enforceability. It's absurd. Judge Ramirez entered. Sharp-eyed, no nonsense. Former civil rights attorney. She adjusted her glasses. Office. Let's begin. Mr. Vanderbilt. You publicly promised $100 million if Miss Peterson performed Bolero to your satisfaction. She did. Do you dispute the performance? Harrison clenched his jaw. No. But it was hyperbole. Entertainment. Not a binding contract. The judge raised an eyebrow. What's this by 300,000 live viewers, recorded and replayed globally across major networks? Whitmore jumped in. Your Honor, no signed agreement. No consideration exchanged prior to performance. Objection. Maya Ruiz, Lily's pro bono attorney. Young, fierce sleeves rolled up, stood. The consideration was employment preservation and humiliation avoidance, plus precedent, Leonard v. PepsiCo, verbal offer plus public spectacle plus performance equals enforceable contract. Gallery murmured. Then Maya dropped the bomb. Your Honor, we call Madame Marina Volkova. Gasps. The doors opened. In walked Harrison's ex-wife, Bolshoi legend, Ice Queen elegance draped in black silk. Cameras flashed. Harrison went sheet white. Madame Volkova, Maya began gently. You were present at the Vanderbilt Gala. Did you witness Lily Peterson's performance? I did. And how would you rate it, compared to your own interpretation of Bolero? Irina paused, smiled faintly. She didn't interpret it. She reinvented it. Raw, unfiltered. Genius unchained. Her voice cracked slightly. Could not have matched her emotional truth. Harrison looked like he'd been slapped. Maya pressed, and Mr. Vanderbilt's comment, higher from the bottom of the barrel. Was that also directed at you? Before the divorce, Irina's eyes turned glacial. Always. He measures worth in bank statements, not soul. The judge didn't hesitate. Ruling. Performance accepted. Promise enforced. $100 million to be deposited into a court-supervised trust for Lily Peterson within 72 hours. Failure to comply results in asset freeze and contempt charges. As Harrison stormed out, reporters shouted, "Will you appeal?" He said nothing. Lily? She waved at the cameras, then turned to her mom. And now we buy a house, with a dance studio, and for the first time in her life, Carol believed it. Money changed addresses, not hearts. Lily bought Carol a sunlit brownstone with a wraparound porch, enrolled at Juilliard, donated $50 M to launch free arts programs in 12 cities. Kids who'd never touched ballet slippers now pirouetted in converted laundromats. But Harrison, he festered. First, he sued for emotional distress. Thrown out. Then smear campaigns. Lily's dance was choreographed by professionals. Carol works for rival tycoons, debunked within hours. Finally, he went scorched earth. He bought controlling shares in every major U.S. dance competition. Instituted new rules. No amateurs, no charity cases. Audition only. $5,000 entry fee. Lily smiled. She launched the People Stage, open to anyone. No fees, no auditions. Judges, random audience votes via app, live streamed globally. Sponsored by small businesses, funded by fans. First event, Harlem Armory. 5,000 showed up. Toddlers in tutus, grandmas in tap shoes. Immigrant teens blending Bharatanatyam with breakdance. The energy, electric, healing, revolutionary. Vanderbilt tried to kill it. Fake noise complaints, zoning violations bribed inspectors. All failed. Then, arson. Night before final, someone torched the main stage. Flames licked the sky. Firefighters arrived too late. Reporters expected tears. They got defiance. At dawn, Lily arrived in sweatpants and bare feet, stepped onto the blackened wood, pressed play on a Bluetooth speaker, and danced in the ashes. Filmed it vertical, posted it raw. Caption, it can burn the stage. Not the spirit. Hashes to art, sir. It trended worldwide in 90 minutes. Donations flooded in. $3.02 in 24 hours. Beyonce sent flowers. Keep dancing. Angel. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote an anthem for her. Little feet, loud heart. Ellen flew in surprised guests, kids from her programs, dancing beside her on national TV. Finals moved to Wall Street. Literally, permits secured. Police blocked traffic. 50,000 spectators packed the canyon of capitalism. Lily danced last. Not a bolero. Something new. A fusion, hip-hop footwork, ballet extensions, Puerto Rican bomba hips, honoring her abuela's roots. She danced like history was watching, like justice had rhythm. The crowd sobbed, cheered, chanted her name. High above, in a tinted limo, Harrison watched. His assistant whispered, stocks down 38%. Girdiman, boycott Vanderbilt trending. Board meeting tomorrow, they're voting you out. He didn't answer, just stared at the girl dancing where empires fall. Sunlight glinted off bronze letters, the Peterson Performing Arts Center, where Lily's old apartment once stood. Roaches peeling paint, broken buzzer, now rose a 3-story temple of creativity. Glass walls, free classes, costume closets bursting with color. A rooftop stage open to the stars. Behind her, a mural stretched skyward, Lily mid-leap, surrounded by hundreds of kids. Black, brown, white, disabled, queer, immigrant, all dancing, all free. Reporters swarmed the ribbon cutting. Lily, what's next? She grinned. A world tour. Then Stanford, then I buy the Vanderbilt Astoria. Turn it into a tuition-free conservatory. The crowd roared. Inside, a little girl in mismatched socks tugged Lily's sleeve. How can I dance here even if I'm bad? Lily knelt. Especially if you're bad. That's where magic starts. Later, alone on the rooftop, Lily watched the sunset paint Manhattan gold. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. You won. I lost everything. Was it worth it? She typed back slowly. Asked 1,000 kids dancing tonight, because you underestimated one. Sent. Turned off her phone. Looked up and danced just for herself. Barefoot. Wind in her braids. Heart full. No cameras. No crowds. No billionaires. Just joy. Never underestimate the quiet ones. The overlooked. The help. Because sometimes the smallest feet make the loudest stomps, and the purest hearts hold the fiercest revolutions. Talent doesn't need permission. Justice doesn't need a suit. And courage, it doesn't come with a price tag, but sometimes it earns one.